Ended the period with an under-6 team, but there's another one in Patrik Laine. The build-up. Is it even conceivable that this guy could end up having a career like yours?
You know what? He has all the tools. He's a big, strong. He has unbelievable hands, and I'm really expecting that he's going to have a great career, and as long as he stay healthy and do the right things.
In the pre-tournament, Teemu, he ripped a shot by Jonathan Quick, high short side. What is it about his release? Because you can have a hard shot, but that doesn't fool many goalies.
Well, first of all, like I said, he has great quick release, you know, and it's so effortless. He can shoot so fast and so hard and very little motion. So that's what makes him so special. And he practiced those shots so much, and that's what it takes, you know. And when you have a passion to shoot and score, you know, good things happen.
The right things you just mentioned. I'd love to hear more about that. Who you surround yourself with, who the team, the Jets, give him. What are the kinds of things you think he needs to have that great trajectory?
Well, obviously there's a lot of things what he has to adjust very quickly. You know, obviously it's a different culture, different language, but most of the thing is the small ice, quicker game, more physical. So you never know how long the time it takes to get used to it. So. But I think this is going to be perfect practice for him before he goes to Winnipeg and start the NHL. And like I said, he's a big, strong guy. He can play physical, so he has all the tools. And I think Winnipeg people, they're going to love him.
Talk to us a little bit about the pressure that Team Finland's feeling. You know, someone mentioned to me that one of the exhibition games back home in your country did about $1.6 million for an exhibition game against Sweden. Talk about the weight on their shoulders in this particular tournament.
Well, obviously the Finnish hockey is a little bit like here in Canada. You know, it's a big sport and everybody loves hockey. And lately, in past years, we have played so well and the expectations are always high. So, but everybody knows, like when we come to the World Cup, we play against the best players. We don't have that kind of pressure like in Canada that we have to win. But we know that we can almost beat anybody when we have a good day. And obviously, we have a young team. One thing you can buy is experience, and I don't think we have that enough yet, but we can still surprise a lot of people.
The game is full of young players with great speed. You were one of those players. You had great hands as well, the great combination. But if you're going to turn it around and say, well, what would cause those guys some hardship on the ice? Like, what gave you a problem? What would a defenseman do to you to slow you down?
Well, obviously, if the defenseman can keep the good cap and be right in your face before you get the high speed, I think that was the hardest thing, and especially when you get the good back checking also. But usually the speed kills, you know.
Yeah.
That was like my bread and butter, you know. Use the speed and take the defensemen wide, and so if you have a lot of speed, you're gonna create a lot of problems.
You had it. You know, another guy does is Connor McDavid that first period.
He can fly that kid.
He can fly. And it's just with the puck. Without the puck, it doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to be full stride. We can see the speeds that he can hit. This one, never higher. This one hits, 37 kilometers an hour. And the one thing that you really notice, Teemu, is that he's able to put pucks in areas where he's going to go get it. And again, that was to your game a little bit, but it just seems like the kids might even have that extra gear now.
Exactly. That's like you can't defend that. Like that. When I played with Paul Korea, our goal was just put the puck behind the D and beat the defenseman. We got 2-on-0s, 2-on-1s, 3-4 every game, you know, and that's what he can do. You know, you can't defend that kind of speed, and he can go sideways. This guy is a full package.
I shared with you, Craig Simpson told the story to our viewers about your experience in Sochi and how emotional it was for all our hockey fans. But I also witnessed something on the plane coming home on the charter. Alex Ovechkin went up to you and embraced you and you had a private moment. Can you share that story with us?
Yeah, first of all, he gets us game and said, congrats, great tournament. But I was really surprised that when he started asking like the way how I train in the off season, and you know, he was wondering like, it's unbelievable, you're almost 44, you're still playing this level, and he wanted to get some tips about his training, how he can get better, and he wants to take the one more step at least, you know. And you know, I was kind of really surprised that he asked me that, but it felt good, you know, and it just shows how much respect there is. But I told him that you shouldn't change much at all, you know. It's just.
But you refused to give him any tips on how to avoid gray hair. That's that one's staying in Finland.
I can't tell all the secrets.
All right, here's Connor McDavid. Stick around, Teemu. Here's Scotto.